It is. I mean, you're inviting the guy to actually say no, but it's interesting if you dare. But one interesting question to ask, if you really dare, is to ask the person a question. After having spoken to me for the past 1 hour, do you think there are any gaps between me and this job, and me and doing this job very well? And it gives them gives the interviewer a chance to clarify. Maybe it says, but you don't have enough sales experience. And then you go, no, but actually I do. And you got a chance to clarify any miscommunication there was earlier. So that one takes a bit of guts, because you actually have to tell them, like, what are the gaps?
Okay.
And you can address the gaps. So
See, that's why Adrian's the professional. You should be listening to Adrian.
I know. I like what you said, though. You're inviting them to say, not
you.
Because you shouldn't be inviting someone to give you a negative answer, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw it as a clever question, but really cocky.
Very cocky, yeah.
I want you to say me.
Yeah, I know.
Now you're hurting that guy's feelings now by calling him cocky.
Yeah, but what else?
Thank you very much for getting in touch with us. Was that via Facebook or WhatsApp?
It was a TikTok guy. He was out in TikTok.
Well, this is why he's on TikTok.
He was a TikTok guy.
Okay.
He's a TikToker. I think if your interviewee said that to you, how would you say?
I don't have an answer, because again, it's a cocky question. I'm going to look at you and go, okay, now I'm going to judge you. I'm going to really judge you.
You really have to earn your sort of your medals, right? To be able to say, I'm going to be here in 6 months. It's an interview process.
Yeah.
It's not so much that
but that's the case these days, right? People with no medals, people with no credibility whatsoever are thinking that they are the be-all and end-all.
True.
Yeah. Like, I am the person that you need in this role. No one else will fit
That's
it.
a problem, right, Adrian?
Yeah, it's a bit. If you ask me, it's a bit cheeky. I think it's fun if you say it with a little glint or little wink kind of thing. Yeah, but if it's misconstrued, it comes across really cocky.
If it comes across as a serious question, then it's not so great.
Not
right?
so great.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they want to come across as confident, not so cocky, right?
Yeah, but some people who want to come across as confident come across as
cocky.
Super cocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thin line, right?
Right?
Yeah,
it depends on what kind of face you have also.
Yeah, that's true. It is true. I mean, you can go there with an innocent face and go, who do you see in this role, in 6 months,
Yes.
or you can go, hey man, so who do you see in this role in 6 months? So yeah, I suppose there are different ways to say the same sentence as well.
That's true.
So just bear that in mind. So today we're talking about resigning from your job.
Oh dear.
5 things you need to do before you resign, right? And there are many people who are about to resign right now.
Yes.
I know
Yes.
who are watching. So this is a very, very good edition of the Big Show.
Yes.
For you to watch.
Yeah, and if you have any comments or any questions for Adrian, you can also WhatsApp it through or put it up on our Facebook page. The WhatsApp number is 8855-0913.
Okay, so Adrian, just tell us, why did you come up with this for today?
Okay, because a lot of our clients are landing jobs. This is the season for them to be landing jobs. Quite a number have already landed. Number in the pipeline as well, because the market is picking up, and a lot of opportunities out there that the companies are looking at rehiring or strengthening their teams. So a lot of our clients are resigning because they are moving on to a better job, and that's why we've been giving out this advice to our clients. And I thought it's just nice to share these pieces of advice with our OneFM listeners as well. So. The underlying principle behind resigning is to leave on a good note. Don't burn bridges. Even though you might feel like, haha, see, this is what happens when you don't take care of your employees. I'm leaving you, and you want to be a bit snarky to your boss. Resist the temptation to do that. Don't do that.
Okay.
You want to leave on a good note, and you don't want to piss people off.
All right. We'll continue to talk to Adrian on the Big Show TV. In the meantime, here's Tal Bachman with She's So High on 1FM 91.3.
I'm back.
Okay.
All right, so where do we start with this? I mean, there are 5 things. Where do you actually start?
So you want to make the handover as smooth as possible, okay? Because if it is disruptive and you leaving, people, and when you're not around to defend yourself, people are going to say to you, hey, that Adrian, no, he left such a horrible mess. And then people start talking about it, and then your reputation in the company and outside the company will be tarnished. So as I said, no, don't burn bridges. And if you leave a mess there, then next time when you go for another job interview, they're gonna get a referee who is your ex-boss, and he's gonna remember you not for the deals that you closed, but for the mess that you left behind.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So prepare a good handover list. The who does what are the outstanding projects, what are the things that need to be looked at, who owes money to the company, things like that, and be as detailed as possible, so that the handover can be very smooth. Like, this I'm going to hand over to Bobby. Bobby's going to handle this. Susan's going to handle that. Make it clear, make it detailed, and put it down on a spreadsheet and email it to your boss as proof that a proper handover has been done. So leave a track. So no, they can't say that, you didn't leave any information. No, I did. I emailed.
Okay.
What about getting a testimonial from your boss? Are those handy to get?
If it's up to it, sometimes some bosses get very sore when you leave. So if it's a good parting, just ask him, can you give me a good testimonial? And it's up to them. Sometimes the bosses go, yeah, and they never do. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they like you enough even to go on LinkedIn and give you a review on it, right? One thing interesting about handing over is that U.S. presidents, when they leave the office, they leave a note, a letter to the incoming president.
So cute.
Yeah, so maybe you might want to leave a note for the person coming in, like,
Oh, that's a nice thought.
good luck, buddy.
Run, Bowie.
Don't think Biden got a note from Trump.
But I'm not sure about leaving a note, man. That
Crayons.
somebody
He got it in crayons. I don't like you.
Scribbled on the desk was, I'll be back.
and then stuck under the desk was like probably gum or something.
So you can leave a note, and resist the temptation to write a note like, don't trust Richard from accounting.
Oh dear.
No, I'm just kidding. It's okay. Just leave a nice note telling him that these are the things you want to look out for this particular client, and wish him good luck, so that the transition, if it's as smooth as possible, it's good for you.
Best places to cry in the office.
Okay, so
Never drink from water cooler 4.
Okay.
Win-win.
Ew.
But
Little tips and tricks.
I think leaving a good handover is a good practice to do. So put one together and be professional about it.
Okay.
What situations would justify not being professional about it before leaving?
I don't know, man. I think you should always be professional, even if it's acrimonious, even if it is a situation where you should always walk out with your head held high. Okay. The last thing you want to do is to be dragged out of office, kicking and clawing at the desk. And I've seen things like that happen before. Okay. And it's not professional. At the most, you just walk up and just say, my lawyer's gonna talk to you guys, and you just walk out. If it's really unpleasant, but I think it's always good to leave on a good note.
To maintain your cool.
Maintain your cool.
Yeah.
Always maintain your cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
and leaving on a good note is important because you never know who's going to be switching companies later on, if you're going to be working with the same people or working for the same people that you were working for before, right? Because people move around all the time. Just like you move around, your bosses will move around, your subordinates will move around, your peers as well.
True.
Right?
And news travel fast right nowadays.
Yeah.
You will still know if you're kicking a tantrum or making a fuss over, and then someone catches it on your handphone and it goes viral, and it's like, ouch, right?
Screenshot. People love to screenshot things, so be
yes.
careful what you write on the internet as well.
Yeah.
Screenshots are forever.
How do you take advantage of your company as you are resigning?
Oh,
What do you mean?
Wow.
Like, just getting
Pencils, pens.
getting everything out of them, even till the last,
Okay.
till the last day.
databases.
Get all your wisdom teeth extracted and get all your dental.
Get all your
No, I
dental
mean-
checks done.
Yeah, if you want to, if you know that your next company you're joining is a startup and they're not gonna have a fantastic dental plan like what you're having now, then maybe as you are planning to resign, you might want to check that out.
Get your teeth checked.
Yeah, I mean, but these are small things, seriously. So they're small things. And don't steal office stationery.
Yeah, I don't think getting your teeth checked is what Glenn had in mind. Glenn wants something juicier, you know.
What about if you're leaving with grievances, as Mary Chin says? Some companies have exit interviews. Would it be a good idea to air your grievances during those interviews?
It is not a bad idea to. I mean, it's not a good or bad idea. It depends how bad it is. What I can suggest is whatever you want to air, it has to be professional, and you want to leave feedback and with evidence. Don't say, "Oh, the boss is very unreasonable. I don't like this. Why I resign." You have to show evidence why. I did this and did that. And you can, on one hand, you can tell HR why you're leaving. On the other hand, sometimes it's what's the point? Nothing's going to happen anyway. And you're just bearing your soul and getting it off your chest and you're venting. But, will the boss get fired? Probably not. You see, unless it's something ethical that he's doing wrong and you're whistleblowing on him at the exit interview, then probably they could get him into trouble. But then again, why and everything, right? So
you need to back it up.
Yeah, you need to
like
back it
whatever
up.
you're going to say.
You know, another issue that I've seen so often, and I've tried very hard myself never to practice this in my company, is someone is leaving because they found another job and you counter offer. Just let me explain this. I don't like that because it seems to me that, you could have done this, but now that I'm leaving, then you decide to do it.
Okay,
Maybe we
ask
should
Adrian,
deal with that.
Yeah,
We
ask
deal
Adrian
with that
that
in a
question
minute.
again on
Yeah,
air.
yeah.
Hold on. Family Affair, Mary J. Blige, right here on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3. We are also live on The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is from careeragility.org, the CEO and founder, Adrian Choo. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning, everyone.
So, Adrian, I've got this question for you. I try not to practice this in my own business because I don't like it. Someone's leaving the company because they've got another offer somewhere else, and the company counter offers. I always feel that when you counter offer, that means you could have given this to me earlier, but you didn't. Only now that I'm leaving, now you say, you can have this.
Are you talking about yourself?
No.
As an employee.
I've seen it many times. And I just feel...
But weren't you counter-offered before you left?
No.
We left? Oh.
No.
I was.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't. I wasn't. And I was very...
Another revelation.
No, I wasn't. And I am very respectful of the bosses for not doing that.
Yes.
Because that means you could have given me all that before and you didn't. Now you're only doing it because you want to keep me. Which means you don't want me to go somewhere else. For no other reason than you don't want me to go somewhere else.
Is there something wrong with that? I mean, there's nothing wrong with being counter-offered, right? It's because sometimes the employees might be calling a bluff as well.
think
Interesting.
It's okay to be counter-offered. It's a bit of an ego booster. I would take it as ego booster. Wow, you want to keep me, But the question is whether or not you accept the counter-offer. That's the other point. And the answer is always no. You should never accept a counter-offer.
Oh.
Yeah, you should never accept a counter offer because.
So I made the right choice.
But-
I made the right choice. I didn't accept the counter offer.
But what if
Yeah.
what if I, as an employee, is threatening the boss, knowing that I will get a counter offer? Let's try and see if I can I can call their bluff, or they can call mine, or whichever it is.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Some people leave the company and then they wait for a counter offer. Very smart.
Yeah, some people do
but
that.
it's dangerous, because if they're not counter offered, bye, you just lost your job.
You just lost your job. Yeah.
So
the company is stupid. That's
Yeah, and exactly. If you're underpaying your guy, and he leaves, and then you want to pay him the market rate, that's the management's problem. That's management's mistake, right? Yeah, but in general, if you're being counter offered, the answer is no. Because imagine you're the boss, okay? Your guy has just come up to you and say, "I'm resigning," and then you counter offer and he accepts. But end of the day, in your mind, he's a flight risk. If another company comes along, or if something goes bad, he's going to resign, and this time you're going to be down one guy, and you're going to have a long time to look for someone else to replace him. So in my mind, he's a flight risk, and in my mind, maybe perhaps loyalty is being questioned, and also how long is he going to be in this job before he actually really resigns. So in my mind, in a lot of employers' mind, the moment a person resigns and accepts a counter offer, he's a flight risk. A lot of times, the wheels are set in motion to get him replaced already. So from our experience, people who accept counter offers generally do not last more than 6 months in a row.
Wow.
So then why are counter offers made?
It's a stopgap measure by a lot of companies.
They
Right,
counter offer
okay.
you so that they have
buy the time to get
hire
someone
somebody
else.
else. Is that
Yes.
what you're saying?
Oh, wow.
And
It's
you don't go
a
to your
very common
competitors.
practice.
Okay, wait, hold on. But the term counter offer. Does the term counter offer only refer to the fact that someone is going to another company, or is it just to get the person to stay? Because I could say, okay, I want to resign today. I'm not going on to
Anywhere else, yeah.
I'm not going anywhere else. But the company offers me more money to just stay
Because they
Don't
like you
leave.
so much,
Is
yeah.
that considered a counter offer as well?
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
Because
so there are two types
I'm
of counter offers.
offering your decision to resign.
Counter
But
offering
there are
the
two-
decision.
But there are two levers.
Correct.
Two types of levers, yeah.
So from our experience, okay, from my 20 years of experience in this industry, counter offers rarely come up with a good outcome. And even if it does come up with an outcome where they stay, how many times are you going to do that just to get a raise? You know, you can every time. So I recently heard of this individual who actually who threatened to resign, got a counter offer, threatened to resign again, got a counter offer because he was really important. But the third time, no, he was out already. He didn't bother.
Wow.
Because it's becoming to look very tantrum
It's
like.
a tactic, right? Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, so you
right.
can't play that card all the time. You know, it's like they're gonna call your bluff. So, don't use the threat of resigning as a salary negotiation piece, because that's a very poor. It leaves a very poor taste in everyone's mouth. I mean, there are other ways of asking for salary increases
Okay.
or revisions. Yeah, but don't. But in general, if you're leaving, and for me personally, if I was to resign and the company says I'll pay you 20% up increase, and I say, why couldn't you have paid me yesterday?
Yeah.
I'll be insulted actually. It's like, only when I threaten to walk out then you pay me.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we are speaking to Adrian Choo from careeragility.org. We'll continue to talk to Adrian live on The Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Glass Tiger, Don't Forget Me, on 1FM 91.3.
So, Adrian, another question has come up. We're talking about leaving a
Actually,
company.
before you ask that question, let me just ask you this, Adrian. What if the person has a plan? Okay, so the person is in this particular position, right? And he or she knows that they're doing a good job, okay? But they're a bit unhappy with management. They're a bit unhappy with their team, okay? So this person resigns knowing that the person who is going to be replacing him is not quite, up to standard, okay? So this person leaves but doesn't go anywhere else and just waits. Just waits for this person to fail and then wait for the company to give the person a call to ask him or her to come back to the company. But at that point, that person will be asking for a bit more money.
It's
Because
such
the more
it's such a detailed situation.
No. I'm telling you, Glenn, I think you're right. It does happen.
What do you think?
Adrian, career strategist, what would you say?
Okay, you have to have a lot of waiting power to go without
Yeah.
a job for like a year, maybe a year and a half before before the whole division implodes.
Right. Maybe this person knows the company very well.
Yeah. And maybe he wants to take a short vacation or a career
Exactly.
break.
Or she.
Right? It steps
or
out.
she.
Or she.
Yeah.
And just take a step back and watch from the sidelines as the company implodes.
Oh.
I have
Yeah,
seen
and
it.
it's laughing while
Popcorn.
things don't work out.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that happen before, but not so much as the guy was the person was planning it. He was retrenched, and he was deliberately retrenched by a boss in the US. Okay, and this guy was quite senior. And what happened was that he said, "Okay, fine, I take the package." So he got a huge package, almost a year's salary severance. Okay, he was fishing and enjoying himself, and he said, "Good luck." So they brought a new guy in. They parachuted a new guy in from the head office. Within 9 months, 10 months, the whole thing imploded, and they went and they called him back in again. and he renegotiated on a higher package.
There you go.
And he got it.
So it could happen. I mean, but
Yeah.
it was not his grand plan to.
Oh.
Yeah.
It just
Oh,
happened.
right. Okay.
Yeah, but it was a great outcome for him because he got a package and he got back in again and he started work at high. So
But it wasn't the
rare
ulterior.
stories.
It wasn't
It
the
wasn't the
ulterior
ulterior
motive.
But even if it
Right.
is an ulterior motive, it's something to think about, because when that happens, the ball is in his court.
Yeah, in the employee's
Exactly.
court.
It's
Yes,
in the
absolutely.
employee's court, you see.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, we were talking about leaving a company and leaving it right. And here's an issue I'm sure the majority of people listening to us have had at some point. Ray says, I once left a company. They took all my customers' name cards from previous work and claimed that it was company property. Ray says, totally unethical.
technically speaking, I know it sounds unreasonable, but technically speaking, the name cards belong to the company.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, technically speaking, there's no point arguing about it now because no one uses name cards anymore, right? Everything's
Yeah.
all on your phone, right? But
Yeah.
but the point is, you're going out to the market and you're getting market intelligence, market information as an emissary, as a representative. So technically speaking, the name cards belong to the
Yeah.
company.
Okay, you're speaking of physical name cards. What if this employee put everything down in a spreadsheet and took that spreadsheet with them? Is that stealing?
Technically, yes,
Yes.
it
Okay.
is.
Yes.
It is. Okay, so that's the thing about removal of confidential information. It's a huge thing, and a lot of
Yeah.
people don't realize it. So I just wrote a very long article on my blog, blog.careeragility.org, about this particular issue about information theft. Okay, and it's a big thing because you can go to jail for it. You can get sued for it. You can go to jail for it because it's theft of property, technically speaking,
Yeah.
intellectual property. So if you remove confidential information, you can get sued. If you're working and especially now with PDPA, with the Privacy and the Data Protection Act, right? Almost everything is sacred. You can't take it
Yeah.
out. If it's sitting in the database, it sits in the database. You can't take it out. Last year or year before last, the worst thing is if you're in a bank, then you're under the Banking Act, which is even more stringent.
Yeah.
So last year there was a case. A year before last, there was a case. There was this individual from a local bank. He took out 37 names, okay, to sell to some insurance agent or something. He went to jail or he got fined. He got seriously dealt with.
Wow.
Yeah, so don't play with it.
You
But
see,
what
Gary,
if these, like, because bankers, insurance agents, property agents and all that, they have all the numbers and details of their customers stored in their phone already. Then what if they leave? Do they have to delete these people, or can they still have them in their phones? Is that considered theft? I mean, where's the line drawn?
Yeah, and how do you know? I mean, you can just
because some of them,
you
a
have
lot of
the
them become
contacts.
friends as
Right.
well.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly, right?
Okay.
So where does that line get drawn?
I'll let Adrian answer that and then I'll tell you a story.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a gray area. Honestly, that's a gray area because the information, everything. I mean, if the general rule is this, okay, if the information is in public domain, it's technically not really. It's difficult to prove that it's confidential.
Yeah.
For instance, if I have a copy of, if I know your work history, which companies you work with, when to when, okay, that's not confidential because you posted it on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I have a copy of your CV, which you mailed to me as I was work as an employee in company A,
Yeah.
and I take that CV back home, or if I email that CV to myself, or I bring it out of the company, that's confidential information because there's information in there which is not publicly available.
Okay.
Yeah. So bottom line is whatever it is, just be careful. Even training manuals, don't bring back training manuals because
Yeah.
they're proprietary information in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very interesting, Adrian, because not everybody is like this, I have to say. I had an instance once. So our staff work with two phones. You have your private phone and you have the company phone.
you had an intern once.
No, a member of staff.
Okay, because
Did I say intern?
I don't know.
No.
Did you say
Anyway,
intern or?
Anyway, I had a member of staff. So our staff works with two phones, your phone and then company phone. So when you leave, you give us back the company phone. And this person was so ethical that when they gave us back the company phone, they turned, in all honesty, no cockiness, no challenge, nothing, and said, "Would you like to check my phone to make sure none of the names are on my phone?"
Oh,
Personal phone.
for clients and
The
all
person
that,
backed
right?
it up already.
Right? No,
Right?
and immediately the thought
You're
that
so suspicious.
no, immediately
All these tricks, all huh?
No, immediately the thought that came to my mind was, because this person was so honest, if they ever came back to me for a job, I give it to them.
You see how smart and sly? I tell you, because it's so unusual, right? I suspect, I'm sure Adrian is thinking the same thing.
What do you think?
Do you know why you think that way? Because
Why?
you're capable of doing it as well.
Okay, so Adrian, was I right or wrong to trust a person like that?
He's ready to hire the person back now.
Already,
If the person
counter
comes to me.
offer already.
It's nice. Okay, I think it's good, and it speaks to integrity.
Yeah.
But I want to bring up another point which you just brought up, I think, which is brilliant. You see, if a company doesn't give you one set of handphone and say, this is a company phone,
Yeah.
this is your private phone.
Yeah.
But if they say that, oh, you use a private phone, okay, and I'll pay for your phone bill or whatever it is. And when you do leave, and then if there's a contact list is in there, they can't expect you to manually remove one by one, right? Because, so technically speaking, it'll be more difficult for them to bring you to court for taking out or the mobile number data or whatever it is. But provided it's just contact details, you see. But if it's customer information like orders, order size, order patterns, these are all proprietary. You cannot take out. Okay. The bottom line is this: as far as confidential information is concerned, when in doubt, don't take it out. Leave it. Even name cards, I would recommend that you leave name cards behind, because anyway, who uses name cards nowadays is good, right?
Yeah.
So you have to, because end of the day, it can be traced.
Yeah.
Okay, any removal of data can be traced.
Okay, speaking of name cards and not removing stuff, not removing confidential information, what about your computer that you use at work or your own personal computer, the kind of information that's on it, because there would be emails, there would be search histories and stuff like that. What would you do with that?
Yeah, so one of the advice I would give as well, before you resign and before you leave, you walk out the door, is to clean up your computer, okay? Especially your browser history.
Your browser.
Okay, hold on. We got to go for a traffic update, and then Angel can ask
Sure.
Adrian that question once again.
FD standby.
Yep.
1FM 91.3 traffic.
Just one area to look out for, and that's the SLE towards the BKE. An accident after Woodlands Avenue 2 exit. Avoid lane 2. Please stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning and welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is the CEO and founder at careeragility.org, our career strategist every Thursday, Adrian Choo. And today we're talking about the 5 things you need to do before you resign.
Yeah, and it's not just about things you need to do, it's about things you don't need to do as well. Like you were saying, you need to prepare a handover list. You should not accept counter offers. You should not remove confidential information. And I just asked you this question when we were off air. What about the computer that you use for work, whether it's your personal computer or the company computer? What do you do with that?
I would say, advice is clean up the computer before you leave, and also things like your personal photographs, especially if you work in a company for a long time, just store photos in there. You're just backing up your phone or backing up your camera into that space.
Your links to porn and stuff. Make sure.
That should not be on your company computer.
I see.
Clear browser history, clear cookies, clear all the passwords.
And everything, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so clear everything, your browser history. Do not leave personal information behind, because sometimes your CVs are sitting in there as well, and applications to competitor companies, things like that. Just make sure that whatever folder there is in there, you delete it. And if you are, I don't know whether I should be giving this advice on air, but whatever can be deleted can be undeleted.
Oh.
Yes.
So think about it. Okay. So the whole idea is, I'm not saying that you go out and you go and do a what's that?
Factory reset?
AES 256 write over wipeout thing. No, don't. Okay. The bottom line is this: do not put any confidential info on your office computer in the first place.
Okay.
But now,
Okay.
Adrian, this is a problem. A lot of people are working from home. When I'm in the office, I'm working from a desktop. Now I have to work from home. I am working from my personal computer.
Yeah, because not every company will give
you a desktop to take
or
home.
a computer. Yeah,
Then it's
a
yours.
laptop.
Then it's yours. If
You can
it's
do
your,
whatever
if
you
it's
want.
your laptop, do whatever you want. You don't have
Yeah.
to clean anything up, because it's. But if it's a company issued laptop, and you have to return it,
Then, of course.
Then you're going to clean it up.
Why do you think I'm using my own laptop here?
Yeah,
This
no,
is my own laptop.
I get it.
Yes,
Yeah.
the point here is, while I'm working from home, I have all this confidential information on my personal
Yeah,
laptop.
exactly. So it's company information on your personal laptop. So what do you do with that?
You
Yeah,
have to delete.
I have to
You
delete
have
it,
to delete
right?
it.
You
Yeah,
better
have to
delete all those shots in your computer, FD. That's not your computer.
I did yesterday.
all the armpit shots.
Oh, the
Yesterday.
armpit shot.
Oh, wow.
All
I
my
don't wanna
Alanis
know.
Morissette armpit shots all deleted yesterday.
And Shania Twain, who's
And
got
Shania
armpit
Twain.
fetish.
Is that your fetish?
No.
Ew, gross.
Oh, no. Why gross? Just kidding. No, because there was one time, we were talking about Shania Twain, when
Shania
she was really hot and she had
When she was
Black leather
damn,
suit.
damn, I wish I was
was
young.
a
No,
woman.
black leather suit.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish.
So I think the cover shot was her kind of like lifting
Oh,
her
right,
arms,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then he commented about
She's got great
her
armpits.
armpits. So he's had to live with that all this
yeah.
time.
Oh my goodness, I'm never putting an armpit shot up again on my social media.
FD, how about this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that? Hold on.
Yeah,
Oh,
always.
there is.
Okay.
Okay, we are speaking to Adrian Choo from careeragility.org. Just having a little fun as well, along a topic that's not much fun, because for some people who are resigning right now, this is a very serious time.
Yes,
all right,
yes.
and today Adrian's telling us the 5 things you need to do before you resign. All right, up next, Aqua. Here's Turn Back Time on 1FM 91.3. Good morning.
How apt. Turn back time.
Turn back time, yeah. I was going to resign. I changed my mind.
Adrian Choo said so. Not us. Okay, so what other advice can you give, Adrian?
So, before you leave, make sure all the admin is completed, okay, before you go. As in, all the forms are filled up, everything's all done nicely. If there's company information or company properties, property, return it, okay, nicely, and have it logged. I know an individual who the company wasn't happy that he was leaving. And when he left, the company said that, you did not return 4 thumb drives, and on the thumb drives there was confidential information.
Oh, wow.
You did not return this backup drive and whatever it was. And he said, I did. I left it behind my desk. I said, no, it was not locked, and there was a lot of problems. So make sure all the admin stuff is all cleared out of the way. And one thing is also I must recommend is FD, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You just brought up something. You did it in passing, but I think it's really important. Log what you give back.
Yeah.
That
And
is very...
email it, yeah.
Log it.
Yeah.
Because then no one can hold you responsible. Because once you log it and the other person sees that email and they do not respond with, this is missing from the list, you're okay.
You're clean. Yeah. Black and white.
Very
Everything in black and white.
important.
Yep.
When I left my previous company, I actually made my boss sign the log item list, which I handed over to him because I did not trust him. So I actually made him sign it to say that actually these were the 5 items I handed over. So you have to be a bit careful, but it's just following procedure, so they can't fault you for it.
Yeah.
But just be careful.
Just like in martial arts, protect yourself at all times.
Yes.
Yeah, So make sure that everything is done nicely according to the handover protocols. One more thing also is before you even tender your resignation with your boss, okay, you have an offer in hand from the other company, you've signed it, but sometimes on the offer letter itself, it says subject to reference checks and medical clearance. Okay, don't tender until you make sure those 2 things are cleared, because the worst thing is you tender and you quit, and then the HR a week later say, the reference check didn't work out. Your ex-boss said you're a liar and a cheat.
Ooh.
Okay, or worse still, your medical fails for some reason or other. Okay, and then they say, we want to rescind the offer.
Right.
We've seen that happen before. Okay. And then suddenly you're in a situation where you are standing out in the cold with no cover. You're not insured. You're no longer insured by your old company. You're not insured by the new company. And worse still is that you're not insured and you have an illness which needs coverage. So make sure all the admin on outgoing and incoming all settled, everything's all done nicely. Then you tender and you move.
Right.
Okay.
It's not so straightforward
It's
as
not.
Okay, I'm leaving. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm moving on to the next company.
There's a
No.
lot of
Yeah.
stuff to plan.
There's a
Yeah.
hell of a lot of
So,
stuff to plan.
so that's why our clients find the value in talking to us to make sure that all these things are covered. And we have checklists. We just say, okay, have you done this? Have you done that? Make sure that everything is done, because we protect the interests of our clients to make sure that, even the exit, even telling your boss you're resigning, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Right? It's painful. I mean, it's
Yeah.
awkward, boss, I'm resigning. Then he goes, why? Have
Yeah.
I treated you badly? Why? What did I do? And then you feel bad. And then how do you message it? And then you feel bad about it. And you start justifying and everything. So the messaging and everything all needs to be planned. Yeah, and so that you don't feel bad about it, and you want to live on a professional note. And even when you join a new company, so every step of the way, there are things that you need to look out for, and that's what we do for our clients, basically.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I have a great quote for this situation, actually. It's be careful of the toes that you step on today, because they might be connected to the legs that hold up the ass that you have to kiss tomorrow.
Yes, it's very true. That is
Just remember,
true.
don't burn any bridges.
That is
Yes.
so true.
Yeah.
Fiona's come
Oh
on
my
to
God,
our
I burnt all my bridges.
Fiona has come onto our Facebook page, Adrian, and said this. It is the HR department's duty to take back everything in order to record the list of things that you have returned. But she also says that it is HR's duty every time they give you office equipment, even if it is a simple thumb drive, to make sure it goes
It's
down
logged.
on a list so that they can double check the list with you when you leave.
Yeah, because if they don't list
Correct,
it,
right?
then it's not taken,
Yeah, isn't
right?
that what Adrian said just now?
This is correct, right? So it has to come from HR.
But we are assuming that HR is competent.
Okay.
We are assuming the HR department is competent, and
Okay.
sometimes they are not, or the individual is not. So and that opens up. Not everyone leaves the company on good terms.
Yes.
I mean, let's be fair. Okay. Sometimes some bosses take it very personally. Some bosses, when you want to leave, then they'll threaten you with lawsuits. You're joining a competitor. I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna tell. So there are things like that. One other question a lot of people ask is, do I tell my boss which company I'm joining?
You're not obliged to, are you?
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
not
if you
obliged, so
tell,
don't.
how?
If you tell, then you run the risk of the boss if he is a jerk.
Speaking
and-
ahead of you, right? Going
Yeah,
to the
so
other
so I've
company.
actually seen before
Yeah.
cases where the boss went to the acquiring company and said, "Hey, don't hire him. I'll he's a lousy worker."
There's some nasty people out there.
Wow.
Such
Yeah, they are
nasty
now.
people.
They are
FD, you didn't
nasty
tell
people.
anybody before you left.
No.
I told.
I know you did.
You know who I told?
Who?
I told Bernard. Hey, Bernard's here now.
Is that why Bernard came here?
Much later.
Actually, I told all the people that needed to know over there. Yeah, so yeah, I was quite upfront with them because they're gonna find out right?
But were you told
maybe
not
I
to
didn't.
tell? Were
Maybe
you
I
meant
did
not to tell?
No, I always wanted to tell.
Okay. No, what you meant not to tell.
No.
No, okay. All
Well,
right.
I don't know about you.
So I always say I've burned my bridges, right? But maybe I didn't burn my bridges
by
after
being
all.
honest,
Maybe
yeah.
you
By being
didn't.
honest, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Going back, huh?
1FM 91.3 traffic.
Still just the SLE towards the BKE, an accident after Woodlands Avenue 2 exit, avoid lane 2. Stay within the speed limit, please. Make sure you've got everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning, Singapore. You tuned into The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We are talking to Adrian Choo from careeragility.org. Good morning, Adrian.
I don't know about your situation, Glenn, but I signed an NDA and I stood by that NDA, which is why I didn't mention anything to anyone. So that was me. I don't know what your situation was when you left, but I signed an NDA, so I just said
NDA on which side?
their side, on this side.
On this side.
On
On
this
this
side, not to
Oh,
say that
not
you
to
were
say
coming
anything.
here. Right,
and,
okay.
And to me, if I sign documents like that, I stand
You
by
have
it no
to,
matter
yeah,
what.
Well,
yeah.
I didn't
you
sign
have-
anything. I didn't sign anything. So
Looks
I told.
like both
I
of
told,
you were different situations completely.
He
yeah.
didn't even want to tell me.
Oh.
I had no idea he was coming over.
Because
Seriously, this guy, I bumped into him, at where we were working before,
yeah.
and he was pretending like he had no idea what I was saying. That's how good he was.
because I signed an NDA, and that to me is like it's
sacred,
gospel.
yeah.
It's sacred.
I didn't even sign yet at that time.
Did you
I don't know how early he signed.
Did you feel like
I was still working over the other side.
were you a little bit offended when you found out that he didn't tell you and he was coming here and stuff like that? And
Not really,
No.
like me. I mean,
No.
I'm not petty like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But wow, one of these days we should talk about it. We've not spoken about
We've
it.
never
no?
spoken about the leaving.
Oh,
we never.
look at you guys. It's like a bad breakup you don't want to talk about.
But I still love you.
This is why I sit in the middle of both of them. Keep them apart.
The only thing I won't talk to you about is my pay package. That's it.
Oh.
That's for sure. Yeah, I don't.
Everything else we can talk
You
about.
can't talk.
I don't want to talk to you about your pay package either. I don't want to get disappointed.
That's why.
Stop it. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, maybe you can use, our situation as an example, Adrian, the next time, you give a talk about something
Yeah.
like this. I think it's a very unusual situation,
Yeah,
don't you think?
it
But then
is.
again, I mean, this industry is very different from,
Yes.
A lot of others, yeah.
a lot of other jobs out there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen teams quit and move as a whole team before, and they've done it before, and they joined a competitor, okay, and they did it with such stealth and precision in execution that the donating company, the company where people were leaving, they didn't know they'll hit bam. And then the new company, when it came, everything was all set up nicely already. So it was just a whole team move. They basically just tendered on the day and walked over the next day.
Wow.
Very well
It's like an
executed. I've seen
exodus,
those
man.
done before.
Wow.
Yeah, it was brilliant, but not so brilliant for the donating company. But the receiving company was very happy.
Yeah.
But they basically got the whole team. The manager brought his entire team over.
Yeah. I know a friend who did that. He went from one company to the other and he took 5 people with him, which was his entire team.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But the brilliant thing about it was he never mentioned it
Okay.
to anyone. So it was very cleverly done.
All right. Up next, we've got Adele. Here's Set Fire to the Rain on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
Wow, it's quite interesting when you stop to think about it. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm just fed up with my job. I'm going to resign," and you don't realize the amount of stuff that goes into a resignation. It's not just about a letter.
It's not just about putting a letter in and stuff like that.
Yeah. In fact,
Leave
just
on the
writing the letter of resignation
Yeah.
is a pain in the ass.
I suppose that's a topic for another day because there's so much that goes into it, right? Can you just go online and say, I'm going to Google a template on how to write a resignation letter?
SMS, I quit.
Can I WhatsApp my resignation across to my boss?
Not can.
A lot of people do that, right? I've secured jobs over WhatsApp without even having spoken in person or on the phone or anything to that person. So can someone resign from a job via WhatsApp?
You could, but I think the official letter has to follow.
Still has to follow,
because
yeah.
you need
Yeah.
something documented within the company anyway.
Yeah, it's got to be professional.
Yeah, I know. No,
Yeah.
no, that's
No,
for
not
sure.
you, but I mean, I'm saying in general, you've
Yeah,
got to be
yeah.
professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the heat of the moment, arguing with your boss and on WhatsApp, I quit.
And
But he doesn't know whether you're taking it seriously or not, right?
That's true, yeah.
You got to follow up with a official letter that you quit, when's your last working day and everything.
But can they hold you to that? Let's say it's not over WhatsApp. You're sitting in a boardroom and you're having a discussion with your boss and you get completely lost in this and you go, I quit. And the boss goes, okay.
Okay.
Can you be held to that?
Technically, according to Law 101, Contract Law 101, technically there's offer and acceptance. So
Okay.
yeah. technically, I mean, but in the heat of the moment, you can always patch up
Yeah,
after that.
yeah,
and go,
yeah.
no, okay, I'm sorry, boss. It's like
I'm just saying this so that those of you who got bad tempers,
Yeah,
just
no,
calm down a
absolutely.
little bit.
We don't know anyone like that.
You can be held to it.
yeah, but
Any-
the biggest thing I will always say is you're right now. If you got a bad temper and you really hate your boss and you've been waiting for this day to quit for the longest time, deep down inside you're relishing it, like it's like don't.
Okay. Any final words, Adrian?
So if you're resigning, it's just there are a lot of moving parts. Okay, and more importantly, is the resigning bit is one area, but which you will get over with very quickly. The moving forward part, like joining a new company, onboarding, what do I need to do? How do I adapt to the new place? What are the things I need to look out for? That's another area which you need to think about as well, because it's not easy joining a new company. So if you are moving to a new place, don't just think about what happened in the past, think about what's going to happen in the future. And if you need any advice, reach out to me, info@careeragility.org. Always happy to have that conversation with you.
You are the man.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Thank you very
so
much.
much, Adrian.
Hi, Shawn. How are you?
Hi, morning, Adrian. Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you. Okay, I'll be watching your magic from the sidelines. Okay. And,
It's okay. I always listen to you from the sidelines as well.
All right, Adrian,
Okay.
thank you so
Thanks
very
so much,
much.
have a great weekend ahead, guys. Enjoy.
too.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Adrian. And once again, if you want to get in touch with Adrian, you can do so at info@careeragility.org. All right, we welcome Shawn Chua, Asia's Got Talent finalist, and you can watch him exclusively on The Big Show TV right now.
Okay, so before we start this, Shawn, I have to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Have any of your puppets ever resigned?
Well, they have threatened to multiple times.
And you've counter-offered them.
No, I mean, it's a mutual relationship, It's like, for them, it's like, I need them for the show and they need me to talk.
That's true.
Yeah, if they rebel against you, just threaten them.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
put your hand up where the sun don't shine.
Just go further.
That's a good one.
Good thing we're not on air then.
Yes.
All right. What do you have
safe
today?
space. Okay, so today let's try something, a little demonstration of sorts, okay? A little demonstration. And what this is a lot of people say that they should never play cards with a magician because magicians can cheat and stuff like that. Kind of true, kind of not, but let me just give you a demonstration of probably why it's not a good idea to play cards with a magician.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell us.
So we use a deck of cards for this, and as you can see, it's a deck of cards. All right. Now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make it a little difficult for myself in a way that what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix the cards in, okay, this way, face up and face down.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
that position
Okay.
is great, Shawn. Like, just
Yeah.
keep it in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Face up and face down. Now, don't worry because I'm going to show you guys the stuff that's happening on the table by moving this down
Okay.
a little bit
Okay.
more.
Oh, so
Beautiful.
Okay.
great.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So, cards are now mixed in face up, face down, but I will show you what a magician does. Okay, a little sleight of hand here to kind of like control 4 cards to where I want it to be. And let's go with the 4 aces. Okay. So I cut once, I cut twice, and I should get ace number 1.
What?
Okay.
Wow.
Let's do that again. Okay, so that's ace number 1. Let's try for ace number 2. I'm just gonna get a feel. Should be around 1 here, 2 here, and 3.
Damn.
Okay, let's do this one more time.
Wow.
That's 2 for 2. Okay, let's go for number 3. Getting a feel. I guess it should be around here, here, and there we go. Ace
Lord.
number 3. Okay, let's do this one last time. 4 for 4. Here we go. Okay, around here, and here, and
Hey.
Oh.
oh no. Okay. No, I mean I got 3 out of 4. Let's see. But this is another reason why you don't play cards with magician, because even if we kind of mess things up, we always have a backup plan. Okay, backup plan. So watch the backup plan. All I do is this, and the card is still the king.
Angel was looking
I
so
know. I'm
closely.
I'm like watching the hand. I'm trying to.
Yeah, but were you watching these three cards? Which
Also.
are now also the king.
See, that's why I tell you, Shawn gets the girls. No?
Oh man.
All right, but of course, but I promised to actually find the aces in this mixed up deck, right?
Yes.
So let's do that, okay? And let's see if I did actually find. I've got 4 cards here that you can see are the only face down cards right now.
No way!
Get out of here.
No.
Right?
Not possible.
And these happen to be 1, 2, 3, 4 aces.
Well done. I'm always trying to figure out his trick, and then he out tricks me.
All right,
Wow.
but
That's
so
why
for you,
Angel's
Angel,
falling for you already, you know?
Since Angel was trying to figure out, let me
Yeah.
give you a hint. It was
Okay.
easy trying to pick the cards out because I actually marked them on the back. If you can see carefully,
Okay.
they have marks on the back. Do you see that?
He's
you see
gonna
the
do
marks?
something else now.
No.
No,
You see the marks?
No,
No,
we
he'll show
don't,
us
but-
the
Not
marks.
for us. lah.
No.
No.
Okay,
No?
but
No.
never mind.
It's
Yeah,
it's
okay.
Because-
magic eyes you need.
No, because you see, it's red. Those are the marks. Because the rest of these cards are.
Oh, come on!
What?
Get out of here!
And that is why
Nicely
you don't play
done.
cards with a magician.
Well done.
Oh, that was super.
Nicely done, Shawn.
Super. Well done.
That was a hat trick, man.
Wow.
Very good.
If you are busking out there on the street, okay, I'll
You'll
be
be gathered
like,
by girls.
I will be like, you know,
Give the $50.
I just.
Give you the money.
all the money.
Oh, whoa, that is a lot. That is a lot.
Take all my money.
Sean, I just tell you what, when everything opens up again, you and I, we go casino. Man.
I will.
Don't
You
tell
know what I'll
anyone.
do? I'll pretend to get a job as a dealer.
You'd be the
I
croupier.
contact.
Very Ocean's 12. I like it.
Little rub on the nose.
Yes.
Tug of the hair.
Stefano can be one of the dealers as well.
Yeah. He dresses like one as well.
That's why.
yeah, actually street music lah. We should be his managers
Yeah.
Right. Oh,
Street magic.
and marketing team as well.
he looks
you know?
scared now. He's like,
We only take like maybe 30,
40%,
30,
35.
30%.
Let's meet in the middle.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds good. I was thinking 50-50, but no, it's okay. 30.
Damn.
That's the way we like
Glenn
it.
takes 50, FD takes 50, then you take what?
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, wow, Sean today is good. Today Matt's good.
Man.
Today he's sharp.
Very good, Sean. Very good.
Thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't play cards with the magician.
No, never.
Hey, and what's new happening with you? I mean, on your Instagram and all. Oh, by the way, it's at Shawn VMe. That's SHAWNVME.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is sometimes you'll see when I do those food reviews with Talkopedia, you'll see some clips from that. Okay, so you can get some ideas of what's good to eat.
Right.
And of course, every now and then when I come up with some funny stuff like this, I will put them online. So yeah, just follow. You never know what you're going to get, but it'll be fun.
All right.
Great stuff.
And who's that girl you're usually doing the food reviews with?
It's a buddy of mine. Yeah, so she's pretty cool. She knows how to enjoy her food as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys make a cool couple.
Oh.
I mean, not couple like that. I mean,
A cool duo.
yeah, yes.
Co-host.
Reviewers.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Like
guys
it's
look
kind of
good
like
together.
the UNFD kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
You look as good as FD and Glenn together. Correct.
That is a compliment.
Or Angel and myself,
Ah, there
or
you go.
FD and Angel,
There you go.
or
yeah.
Sean and Angel.
Sean, yes.
you know,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
that-
Okay.
that kind
Bye-bye.
of thing.
Let's just agree let's just
all
agree
look
we're
great.
all very good looking.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why I
Yes.
do radio.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why we do radio.
The hair is a little out of place right now.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
All right, thank you so much, Sean.
Sean.
All right,
thanks.
thank you, guys.
See you next week.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you guys
Bye-bye.
next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. That was awesome.
That was
It was
Why
incredible.
didn't we take up magic when we were
It's never
younger?
too late.
Because you get bullied.
You know, parents always ask their kids to take up piano, the guitar,
Ballet.
the violin, and all that. Why not magic?
That's true.
You know
That's
why?
a good question.
You know why? Because
It's a life
it is-
skill, no?
It is just as disciplined. You learn just as
Yeah,
much
yeah.
discipline when
Yeah.
you're learning
Yes.
magic
And you don't-
as you do with the violin or piano. I think.
yeah.
And you don't irritate the shit out of your neighbors.
Thank you, Glenn.
It's a nice quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
thing.
Yes.
There's a lot of rabbits disappearing.
Oh,
Yeah.
shut
It's like,
up,
oh,
Sean.
where did my bird go?
I just want to say this, okay? The little boy or whatever practicing his recorder every day in my condominium. Shut up! You're driving me crazy! You know who you are.
Oh no! They're gonna get a note under your door today.
His parents probably watch this, no?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
I don't know. I hope not.
Probably. Everybody knows you stay there.
Yeah, there you go.
That
If
is
you
true.
need to know where he stays, it's
No.
Technical difficulties. now.
Okay.
All right, see you tomorrow. It's Friday tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mark and
Already.
Sutra Friday.
You guys want to tell them next week?
Oh yes, next week.
Oh yeah. So next week we'll have an additional guest every Thursday. So we've got Adrian Choo, who will be with us from 8 to 8:30, and then from 8:30 to around 8:50, we have someone new. Well, not that new because we've had him on the show
Couple
on two
of times.
occasions
Yes.
already. He is Luke Tan. How about
gonna be so
that?
good.
Yay! Yeah.
Educator and life coach.
Yes, and he's so full of positivity. So do join us then, as you always do.
And that's what we want to do, right? We want to inject positivity
Yeah.
in your lives every day.
Yes.
All right. So, along with all our fantastic contributors, we have Luke Tan joining us starting next week.
Wow, the big
Awesome.
show just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
So true.
Exactly.
Hey guys,
See
don't
you
forget,
tomorrow.
share
Share
this
the video.
video, please.
Bye bye.
Bye.